Now, Down Under, a new song released by politician Pauline Hanson, the founder and leader of the party One Nation, has soared to #1 on the charts. However, this week, Apple Music pulled the song from their streaming service, provoking outrage. The song now reinstated mocks woke culture. It is written and performed by Holly Valance, who now lives in the UK. We identify as MZRB. More rotations than a windy derby bee. I am delighted to say that Holly Valance joins us now. There she is, look! Welcome to Free Speech Nation. Wonderful. So, this song came out. When were you actually approached to write and make the song?
Not that long ago. Everything that happened very quickly and fell into place, like way too easy. So I feel like fate was on our side. But probably a month and a half ago, I was asked to provide a short amount of the song, about 22 seconds. And we were like, this is kind of cool. Imagine if it was a hit. And we're like, nah. And then the guys loved it from Please Explain and said, could you finish the song off? We're going to use it in the credits. And then that was even more fun. But I was thinking about it today. I didn't actually see the film when I was doing the song. I was just trying to cover all bases, basically. And having now seen the film, I was like, yeah, we nailed it.
You did that. Well, this is the thing, is that when you watch the full video, which I'd highly recommend, it's a bit disturbing. There's lots of testicles, but but you really actually get a lot in there about all of the different sort of the culture
agendas.
Wars. Yes, all the different agendas. There's a little line that just covers all the. So you're obviously incredibly well versed on all the issues then.
I think they've been rammed down our throat for so many years now, aren't we all?
Well, yes, exactly. But I think some people don't necessarily know that they have had it rammed down their throat, so to speak.
This is true. This is very true. Yeah, it's just funny timing. When things all fall into place like this, you're like, all right, I'm listening.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee. And you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
What is it that you think in Australia has actually sort of that has allowed them to latch onto it? Because it's also part of the sort of the Pauline Hanson. This is like a whole film. This is a whole sort of countercultural movement over there, right?
Yeah, I think it's a really clever way to battle these things with humour, because once you become the butt of all jokes, it's kind of over. So when you're using those things, you know, oh God, is they coming with us for dinner? And people are like rolling their eyes, then you know, okay, the scales are tipping and common sense is coming back.
Andrew Doyle, he wrote a fantastic article this week about your song and pointing out that how it's kind of fallen to you, to a pop star, to do a satirical song, and the people who you would think would be taking the mickey out of this stuff, comedians, have massively failed at their job. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just sitting at home, being a keyboard warrior and, shouting at the TV from my couch. So I'm not standing on stage with, 300 people in a club trying to do comedy. So it is probably quite rough. It depends, how long you'd like to keep your career for.
Well, fair enough. Well, that's why I'm sitting here, actually. That's what happened to me. But the song came out, it went to #1 in Australia, and then when did you get the news that Apple had pulled it?
I never got any news. So that was what was strange. We never received any email officially from iTunes or Apple or anybody. So I was like, what's going on? It was actually X, people told me. And so we looked into it and we're like, oh my God, it's been removed. But we can have R. Kelly, we can have P. Diddy, we can have all the gangster rap, glorifying violence, glorifying drugs and rape culture. And it's just, anything foul, that's fine. No worries, guys. But taking the mick in a cartoon, having a few gags at people's expenses, no, very dangerous. Have to get rid.
Well, I imagine it came out, and I imagine Apple probably got a handful of complaints, and it's scary that their immediate reaction, rather than just using common sense, was to pull it. And that's what you're going to get from these big tech companies.
I mean, it's not a very difficult decision to make. You can't cherry pick because 3 weirdos called in and didn't like something, because then we'd have no music ever.
I think that's the problem, is that they do cherry pick, and they cherry pick according to ideology, and that's what the dangerous thing. You've written a funny song taking the mickey out of a bunch of different culture war issues.
You can guarantee if it was like a Trump bashing left wing, maybe Farage bashing song that someone on the left side of politics made, then it would have been fine. There would have been no issues, because the right don't tend to have toddler tantrums.
Exactly. I guess that's exactly the point. Is it proves why these companies and how captured they are. Now, they did later reinstate it. I imagine that's a positive sign that they kind of, I guess, have realised that maybe censorship is a bad thing.
Absolutely. And it did me a favour. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. I was writing the script of how I'd like it to go. That's how I wanted it to go, because it gave us free PR. People got up in arms about it, backed me, backed the project, backed Pauline. It helped with the film. It did absolutely the opposite of what they were hoping for it to do. So I thank them so much.
This is the Streisand effect, the famous Streisand effect, and appropriately for a singer. Are you planning to do any more sequels to this? Is this the relaunch of your career?
Oh God, I don't know if I'll do any more in this ilk, but let's see. It was actually great being back in the studio, and I did get I was like duck to water.
Getting back in the sense then. So you're actually quite involved now in politics, or in the political world, which is, it's interesting that it takes, I mean, what's been the reaction from former colleagues, former friends in that world? I mean, I'm a comedian, and as soon as I started speaking out on these issues, people I've known for decades, frankly, won't speak to me. I've got my birthday coming up and no one's invited. Have you found, well, you're coming now, of course, which is fine. But what, have you had a similar reaction from former colleagues and friends?
Everyone's been very respectful, because they sort of know where I sit, and I'm very happy to talk to people about it around, lunch tables and dinner tables, and I'm never yelling, kicking and screaming. I love listening to the other side and the opinion and why they came to their opinions and what shaped those opinions. I think it's really important to listen to each other. So I never have rows with anybody. I had a girlfriend text me last night because I'd sent her something, just keeping her abreast of things. And she goes, darling, I'm not on the same side as you as politics, but I admire you for, feeling the way you feel and doing something about it. So we have pretty respectful conversations. There's only a few sort of painful people that I'm occasionally around, but I can bear it.
Really? Okay, well, it's interesting you've had that, because I guess the reaction that I tend to find from people, former friends of mine on the left or the far left, is the sort of inability to have a conversation, where I might give them a call and say, look, let's just talk this stuff through, and they just do not want to hear it at all.
Yeah, it's just petulant toddler stuff, and it's idiotic and unintelligent.
Anyway, well, I very much enjoyed your song. Congratulations on doing it. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm going to send you a birthday invite as well. So thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. Pauline Hanson!